These days, side hustles can be like a dangerous drug, one that's tough to quit. You get a dopamine rush from watching all these videos, convincing yourself this is the next big thing. One video leads to another, and soon you got a list of 50 side hustles you want to try. It feels great, like you're taking your first step towards financial freedom. You might think it doesn't matter if one fails because hey, you got 49 others, right? But let's be honest here. How many side hustle ideas do you have written down and how many you actually tried? Say you've tried 5 of them. The next question is, how long did you stick with each one? Was it a week? A month? 6 months? I bet some of you even quit just after 3 days because you weren't making $400 a day right away. From where I stand, it looks like you fell into a trap that was set for you. I'll explain why most side hustles are nonsense, how you're being tricked, and what you can do to escape this trap. You know how YouTube is filled with those side hustles you can try videos? It's like every channel copies each other's idea, so you end up seeing the same 10 side hustles claiming to make you $500 a day, just with a different twist. Some of these creators even ask ChatGPT for 20 side hustle ideas, and then think, yeah, this will do. I'll just put $800 a day in the title and thumbnail and GG easy. As a viewer, you get hooked. You think, wow, $800 a day. I could buy a new phone, a new laptop in a few days. That's like $24,000 a month. This could change my life, I could quit my job. All these thoughts spike your dopamine levels and suddenly you're super motivated. You tell yourself, let's do this and start researching. But then reality hits. It's not that simple. Still, your motivation keeps you going. After a few days, you realize you're spending hours on something that's not making you any money. You start thinking you'd rather play video games or just relax, because I don't have the energy for this after my 9 to 5. Then, after a week or so, you feel down about your financial situation again. You say, let's try that other side hustle. This one will work for sure. And so, the never-ending cycle begins. When I talk about side hustles, it might sound like I'm saying don't ever try any side hustle. But that's not true at all. Every side hustle can be great and make you money if you stick with it. To make your side hustle work, you have to be consistent. The Dunning-Kruger effect illustrates this journey perfectly. When you start a new side hustle, you feel amazing and motivated because everything you learn is new and exciting. You start thinking you can make it work easily. This is called uninformed optimism. After a few weeks, you enter the stage of informed pessimism. You learned a lot, but you realize you know less than you thought. And making this work is harder than you initially believed. At this point, you enter the most crucial phase, often referred to as the Valley of Despair. This is where most people quit and start the cycle over again with something new. The only way you can get out of the Valley of Despair is to push through with persistence and effort. If you persevere, you reach the stage of informed optimism. At this point, you have a realistic understanding of the challenges and are confident in your ability to overcome them, so you're less likely to quit. And finally, you reach success and fulfillment. Having pushed through the difficult phase, you achieve success and fulfillment in your side hustle. Watching side hustle videos is a good way to get ideas, but don't let it corrupt your brain. But answer me this, what side hustle that you work on an hour a day can make you $800 a day? If you do the math, that's $288,000 a year or $24,000 a month. What side hustle can make you that money? The only time you can make it work is if you don't quit once you've entered the Valley of Despair, and you need to put in 100% of your time and effort into it. You can't work on 5 different things and expect great results. If you work 8 hours a day, you only divide 1.6 hours on each of the 5 things you're working on. Who will progress faster if they are doing the same thing? Johnny, who works 8 hours, or Adam, who works 1.6 hours. These YouTubers that make content around side hustles just speculate how much money you could make, or just think of a number that's high enough to get your attention. I mean, each to their own, but only a few say it will take you weeks or months to even make your first dollar. Even fewer creators make the effort to try out that side hustle to tell you if it's possible. It's much easier to package the video to make people click and watch. I have 2 videos about side hustles, and I believe in them and try them myself. I will never create a video if I haven't tried it, if I don't already have the experience, or have someone I know who succeeded in doing it. I want to give you another perspective. Some legitimate businesses that have been around for years are not making 30 or 40k a month. So why do you think you'll make 40k a month if you dedicate just 1 hour to this side hustle? But this sounds so good. Make $800 a day selling AI pictures. You think to yourself, oh, AI. I just click a button and the AI does all the work. And I can make $800 a day. Sign me up. Of course, there are people making this money, but I guarantee you they've been doing it for a long time. So if you still haven't figured out why they post these side hustle videos, let me tell you. It's because the make money online niche has a huge RPM. They make a low effort video, get 50k, 100k views, and depending on the RPM, that one video can make them more than $20,000. So naturally, they double down on what works, create 3 videos a week, and make a lot of money. More than you ever will with the side hustles they recommended. They only care about their pockets, not yours. The idea is to make money while you sleep. And as far as I know, you don't need to do anything once you post a video. It's online forever, making you money literally forever. I don't know if people making this type of content realize this, but they aren't creating any real connection with their audience. Don't get me wrong, they might want to be relevant for a year or two, make a ton of money, and then just disappear. But over time, people notice that the side hustles they recommend aren't working and that they view you as just a view equals money. You stop watching their content as others do, but there's always someone with the new, fresh ideas. It's the same thing packaged differently. I'll repeat myself, side hustles are not a bad thing. The problem is that they present them as ways to make absurd amounts of money in 7 days. So what can you do if you are financially stuck and you want to get out? Watch as many of these side hustle videos as you can. I'm talking hundreds. And write down every idea that sounds good to you. Narrow the list to top 3 and from those 3, choose one. But don't forget to ask yourself these questions. How much do I want this side hustle to make? Be realistic. An extra $1,000 a month is still an extra $1,000 a month. Will this business still exist in 5 years? Do I have any experience in it to get results faster? What is my goal? Do I want to replace my 9 to 5 with it? Will this act as a savings account I will use for traveling? Because what you want is important. If you only want to make an extra $500 and still work your 9 to 5, maybe you could work 2 hours a day after you learn all the necessary things. But if you want to make more and quit your job, it's going to take much more effort. Both paths require you to put in the work, but one path will become easier as you learn what you need to sustain it. Making $1,000 a month and making $20,000 a month, it's kinda the same, they're just numbers. The difference is in the skill set. For the 1,000, maybe you need to know only 3 things and dedicate 2 hours a day. But for the 20,000, you need to know 30 things and potentially dedicate 10 hours a day. If you have any skill you can sell online, like video editing or copywriting, let me teach you how to get clients super fast. I use the same strategy to make $71,577. So if you want to learn how, click here.